I think the last time I gave y'all boys a jump shot video was maybe around 2 months ago, and I dropped it about like 5 days after release date on NBA 2K23. But look, y'all boys know, I play on a lot of different builds. I could be on my KD build today, you see me on my ChaMoma build tomorrow, and then the next day you might see me as Steph Curry. You never know. But today I'm going to end up showing you some of the best bases and some of the best releases on NBA 2K23, and I'm going to end up breaking it down for y'all boys can end up figuring y'all best jump shot on this game. But look, as of most of the time when I do play, it can be different times when we playing. I can be the main ball handler, I can be the spot up, and I can tell you which ones are the best for each thing. But before we get into it, make sure y'all boys drop a like on this video, subscribe, put on post notifications if you haven't yet, before we get in all this information I'm about to drop on y'all boys. Most of you guys that's watching this video, y'all all know the base is the main thing that dictates if your jump shot is going to be good or not. The release can be crappy, but the base can dictate it is going to be a good actual jump shot. As a little ball, this is one of the ones from season 1, from patch 1, that was one of those ones that actually hit different on big builds and on small builds, and it's very consistent on this game. But as a Stephen Curry, you know you gotta have that 92 3-point rating, plus you gotta be a small guard to unlock this. So as of being a small guard, you got a 92 3-pointer, you should try this actual base out. It's very smooth and it's fast. But as of another one is Darius Garland. It's in between, it's not too fast, it's not too slow. But as of the base, I would choose De'Aaron Fox over this if I was going to end up choosing between De'Aaron Fox and then Darius Garland. But you got to remember, it's all based on preference on how you shoot. But as another one, a lot of you guys might be surprised, ChaMoma base, a lot of people sleep on this base. This base is actually nice. It's actually fast. It's a weird type of base. Like, he doesn't have that much arc on the shot, but it's more consistent like a John Stockton base. A John Stockton base is still good, but I would say ChaMoma base is a little bit better just because how consistent it is. The speed might not be there, but as a consistency, I definitely choose that. But KPJ, now this jump shot base, it might be like a hidden gem because I don't see that many people using KBJ. KBJ base is nice. When I say this base is very nice, a lot of people sleep on this base. You might want to end up trying this out. As of somebody that might not like LaMelo Ball and things like that, yeah, use KPJ, one of the best bases on 2K that a lot of people don't know about. But as of me using different bases on bigger builds, I'm gonna end up showing you what I usually mess with when it comes to using these taller builds. Because a lot of you guys, y'all got the 6'7s, the 6'8s, the 6'9s, even 6'10s and up. I'm gonna end up showing you what I use when it comes to using those type of builds. But this base I'm about to show you is very similar to Curry base, but you can get it on taller builds, and it is O'Shea Brissett. This is literally the taller version of like a LaMarcus Aldridge or a Curry base on NBA 2K23. This is the closest you're gonna possibly get so far until we get more bases in the game. But the next base I can say is actually good. Vince Carter base. It's not as fast, but it is a great base to use, especially if you're someone that doesn't want to use Kuzma, even though Kuzma is a great base. But I would say the next one is Kevin Durant. A lot of people sleep on this Kevin Durant base. I see a few people out here rocking out with the Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant this year is actually a great base to use, especially on those bigger builds like the 6'10s, 6'11s. They are good bases to use, but as of dribbling wise and trying to shoot off the dribble, it's going to be harder for you to do that. But we cannot forget about the most iconic jump shot in the game, Rudy Gay base. A lot of y'all might not really mess with it this year. It's still a good base. It's not as fast, but it's a little bit slower. I don't know why 2K slowed it down. Like, you didn't slow down the release of Rudy Gay, but you actually slow down the base. But it is very consistent when it comes to using Rudy Gay base on this game. But you can also mess around with a different bases that can be better than that. But as of James Harden, this is a cool one to use, especially off the dribble. So if you wanted somebody, you know what I'm saying, do a few moves and then shoot, you can still shoot. But T Prince is another one that's slept on. This is a hidden gem. The same way how KPJ jump shot was a hidden gem base, this is a hidden gem base as well. A lot of people don't know about it, but it is a green jump shot to use when it comes to using it. But all y'all know that Kuzma base is a chicken base. You can't go wrong with Kuzma. It might be a little slow for you, but that's why I gave you so many different varieties and so many options when it comes to shooting on this game when trying to find a base on NBA 2K23. But look, now that I just gave you all the bases, I gave you about 20 bases that you could choose from and you can end up messing with to end up trying to find the best jump shot that fits you. Now that I gave you at least 20 bases, now I'm going to be showing you releases that can end up helping your jump shot become the best jump shot that fits your play style. Now these first two I'm about to show you are some of the fastest actual first releases that you can put in your jump shot to make it super fast and up the speed. So if you got like a slow base and you want a fast release, This first release that you want to use is Oscar Robertson. If you cannot unlock Oscar Robertson, I will tell you, you have a second option. I use this on my guards, I use this on my KD build. Even if I can't get this, I have a second option. Saddiq Bey. A lot of people sleep on this one right here. This does speed up your jump shot. I went from having at least like an A- to an A+ by throwing Saddiq Bey on or Oscar Robertson on when it comes to release speed. But as of other things, when it comes to shooting, you're gonna end up seeing the second release. I'm gonna have some second releases in here that does help, because y'all know Rudy Gay is a great second release to have on this game, especially with the flick at the end of the shot. Rudy Gay is a good one. But it's another one in here that's gonna be good for guards, because you can't get Rudy Gay on the guard, so I'm gonna end up showing you one that's gonna be good for a smaller guard. But most of the time you're playing Oscar Robertson, Saddiq Bey, that's going to be most of the time when it comes to being a first release. If you don't want to use that, you could possibly use like a Paul George or something like that. It's still a fast release for release one, but as a Paul George, it's a good one to use. But the next one I can say, Tobias Harris. This release is not going to be as fast as the other two I just showed you, but it is a very fluent and good jump shot to use when in your release one, especially with this one right here. With PA release is actually nice. You can put it at 1 or 2. It's just based on where you want to have your comfortability. I would say I will mess with it more at the 2 spot than the 1 spot. Then you got Paul George. As of having Paul George is going to make your shot faster, like I told you earlier, but it's not going to be as fast as the actual Oscar Robertson or Saddiq Bey release, but hey, it still can get the job done. It's a good release, especially just like the one like Kobe. Kobe got a nice little release, but it does slow it down. If you was going to choose, I would say use Paul George over Kobe. But as of the next one being Klay Thompson's speed is going to be an A. It could possibly be an A+ if you change possibly your second release, but as of having an A, it's all based on preference. I usually say if you can get an A+, go for an A+, but if it's too fast for you, you can end up just cooling out with the A. But as of Zach LaVine, this is the second one I would say. If you're gonna use Zach LaVine, this is gonna be mostly for like the smaller guards. Use Zach LaVine as your second release. And the reason I'm saying use Zach LaVine as your second release, because it gives off the same thing as a Rudy Gay release at the secondary spot. It's very consistent. It literally is almost about the same speed when it comes to releasing it at the second position. And a lot of you guys, you can't get Rudy Gay as a guard. It's not possible to really get Rudy Gay actual release as a guard since he's a small forward. So you're not going to be able to get this, and he's 6'8". So none of those small guards that you're going to see are going to have Rudy Gay at the release. But now that I gave you all those releases and all those bases, now I'm going to show you what I usually use when it comes to using builds like a 92 3-pointer on like a guard, or a 92 3-pointer on like a bigger build. I'm going to end up showing you those bases that I mess with, or even bases on a small guard that does not reach that 92 threshold to get Curry base. As of me having Curry base on my shot creator, I'm going to use Stephen Curry, Oscar Robertson, and Stephen Curry. You could go Stephen Curry, Oscar if you want to, or Stephen Curry, Oscar, LaVine. It's cool, but I'm going 60-40. 60-40 is going to make it a little bit faster. You can go 50-50, but if it's too fast, you could go 40-60 in your actual blended. Now on builds like my Ja Morant build, and even on my all-around 100 badge build, I have an 85 or 86 3-point rating on one of those, and I use this actual base right here, LaMelo, Oscar, LaVine. You can do 50-50, you can do 60-40, you can do whatever you want. You can go for 55-45. It's not going to make a big difference. But as of this one right here, the new base that I've been telling y'all about, Kevin Porter Jr., KPJ, this base, it's based on preference. You can go 60-40, 50-50, but make sure you mess around with the Zach LaVine. But if you don't care to have Zach LaVine as your second release, especially on a smaller guard, hey, you don't have to do it. You can end up choosing something else. But hey, when I tell you, when it comes to these taller builds, I'm going to show you this base. As of the base, it's going to be a base that I use on my guard as well. This base, I don't know what it is, bro. I can hit with this base on the move. I can hit on this base when I end up spying up. I love this base when it comes to playing with taller builds. A lot of people, they might choose the other option like I'm going to show you. But as of me playing on my KD build, my 6'8", or even playing on the builds like a 6'7", I usually do not miss with this jump shot on. Like literally, I usually don't miss. Like I literally took this build to the actual 2K League event, literally with barely any badges, and showed out. But as of the base, I'm going to use LaMelo Ball, Oscar Robertson, Rudy Gay. If you don't want to end up using LaMelo Ball, you can end up throwing O'Shea Brissett on this, especially if you like a 6'10" or something like that. You can throw O'Shea on there. You be Gucci and just change the second release or the first release if you want to. But as of me having it, I got 55-45. You could do 60-40, or you could even do the little, you know what I'm saying? You could possibly crank it up to 70-30 if you want to, based on what's your jump shot rated. But with this jump shot I'm using right now, all you need is an 82 3-pointer. Everybody almost got an 82 3-pointer, so it shouldn't be a problem for you to end up using this jump shot. You can even use Kyle Kuzma as the base for this jump shot. But look, if this video helped you find the best jump shot for you, fits your actual play style, make sure y'all boys drop a like on the video. Subscribe, put on those notifications. Check out these 2 videos on the screen. Hey, I was going crazy on my ChaMoma build. Like, that build is so fun to play on. I'm not gonna lie to you.